So we can move to the next presentation by Ursula and her colleagues talking about Isernia La Pineta. So thank you, Ursula.
Thank you very much. Do you see the presentation?
Yes, you just need to put in viewers mode. And
okay, so I can start. Okay, so, sorry. First of all, I wish to thank you, the organizer, for this huge and wonderful conference, online conference. It's very nice for me to be here and share with you some of the last news on the exploitation, the faunal analysis of Isernia La Pineta. So just a small context for the persons that maybe have never been to visit Isernia, but it is located in the south central Italy, in Molise, and it at a actual quote of around 400 meters above the sea level. Along the left side of the Cavaliere stream, in the middle upper part of the Volturno River basin. Isernia, it's an important site because between 700,000 and 500,000 there is in Europe, in Western Europe mainly, coexistence of site with and without hand access. However, in all these sites, they have a common debital substratum and a similar strategy of raw material supply. These differences could be related to several natural cultural factors, such as environment, site function, raw material availability, and moreover, or different hominin species. It seems to be slightly younger than the earliest diffusion of Herschelian technology in Western Europe, to which Isernia could be it's referred. Okay, so going further. The stratigraphy is quite complex because it reflects the history of the changes of the Volturno basin, and it's well recorded here by the geological evidence, and the archaeological layers are concentrated in this unit 3, in which a sequence of sandy and gravel deposits cover the main archaeosurface 3A. In the next slide, we can see deeply how the environment changed along this stratigraphy, and the evidence of at least 3 main occupations of this area have been recorded here in the stratigraphy. The oldest one is the 3C, and it's located here on travertine banks, then covered by silt deposit related to the presence of a lacustrine environment. And with the reprisal of a paleofluvial very slow flooding river, there was a second occupation, the most important because it's the one from which the main quantity of faunal remain have been recovered. Then, with the arrival of the river action, there is a sequence of sands and gravel, on which sporadic human occupation have been recorded too. For which is concerned in the lithic industry is it's interesting. It consists mainly on flint, but also on limestone remain. Flint has been mainly used for battery activities, as documented by the usual analysis carried out by Berruti and Carpentier in 2023. And the exploitation of flint that has originally the cores are of a very bad quality, full of natural fractures that doesn't allow so the shape for example, for andaxes or bigger, larger tools, is mainly related to the exploitation of these cores to obtain small flakes that are very sharp and useful so for hominids. I will not explain the methodology since it's an archaeozoology. All of you well understand what we can do, but this is just the summary of what have been done across time with different also participation of master thesis, of also for the PhD of Sharada that here is present. And so what we have different phases of during of the analysis. We've also lost some time also of the old database. So here I will show you the synthesis of all this data and the taphonomic study that has carried out only in the upper layers of the sequence, since the other material is not available because it's in exhibition in the museum. So at the moment we recorded 16,089 remain. So it's a really huge quantity, of which at about the 50% has been identified. It's this material. This assemblage is subdivided, as you see in this chart, with different within the different archaeological layers, but also this is very important. The fricoluvio, it's the layer that cover the main archaeosurface 3A. So it has a lot of similarities in the composition and in the preservation of the material. Yes. So the faunal composition also is mainly consists of taxa that belongs to the Middle Galerian that compose the unit, faunistic unit of faunal unit of Isernia, and it's the faunal composition. It's the same within all the layer, with some differences in quantity in the uppermost layers, in which the cervix increase, and this seems related to a more forested environment. The main tax taxa in order of representation are Bison schotensaki, Stephanodrinus hansemensis, Paleoloxodon antiquus, and Ursus deningeri. There are even some more carnivores, but just one remains of Panthera leofossilis in the Archaeosurface 3A, Panthera pardus in 3S9, in 3col, and Hyena in 3S69. For which for which is concerning the minimal number of individuals, there is this representation reflects also the NISP. As you see, the main taxon represent is always the bison in red, followed by the rhino. And in some cases, there is an inversion about the presence of bear respect to the elephant. Of course, yes. And we go further. This is the area that has been investigating for the taphonomic analysis. So from the free colluvium area. For which is concerning just the free colluvium, we can see this partial representation, of course, of regarding the minimal number of individuals that are related before, that was the total the total numbers, and here the percentage for Venice. So bison results to be the most represented, followed by rhino, bear, and elephant. For which is concerning the bone, the element representation, bison is the skeleton of the bison is the most complete. Mainly we have, and also followed by the rhino. We have a similar representation regarding the presence for bison of also the axial skeleton for all the three species. Elephant is mainly represented by fragments of the defense, and there is an overrepresentation of the crania, both for bison and rhino, respect to the postcranial elements. So usually we can say that the total number of 75 bison, the postcranial is represented around the 32, 33 number of individuals. The same quantity is related to rhino, that it's represented on around 30 individuals, and with 15 for the postcranial. There was a different study carried out along three theses, and that were devoted to try to give some age classes on the study of the macro wear of the teeth, and the mainly categories represented is the adult one. So when the bison reach the maximal utility index. For which concerning taphonomy, we did a very tight and deep analysis on the bone preservation, to establish the degree of the bone preservation, because trampling, for example, is very affect a lot this material. And also the rounding is presenting on the border, on the edges of the shaft, but not so strong as we could expect it. In fact, we recorded the degree of each categories, and you see there are also, for example, in the colluvium, rounding the 73% of the remains is absent. And also even linear marks, general linear marks. There is a presence of sides and absence also of root etching. We tried even to make a distribution for the weathering associated.
Sorry, Mariana, we didn't hear you. Did you say something? We didn't hear you.
Not to interrupt you.
And that's fine. Can I go on?
I think your time is up.
Okay, but I can't finish. These are the anthropic modification, so that are mainly related to anthropic fractures, so with the grain bone factories, followed by some cut marks, impact marks. We did also, so I go further with the fracture analysis. But what is interesting, it's that all the evidence related to anthropic fractures are concentrated in the same area, like this, that are percussion notches, detachments, and so we can imagine a distribution also in the activity area. These are some of the characteristics of the anthropic modifications that have been analyzed both by stereo microscope and also by enzyme activity, that are distributed all on the skeleton of the bison. These are some sample of for disarticulation of the mandible, for the skull. These are very well preserved cut marks on a radio for the meat removal. We recovered also some cut marks for the disarticulation of the femur to the coxal, and also cut marks on bone on bare remains that are related mainly to skinning. So we can say that all the exploitation related to of these three main taxa has documented, even not so much represented, but with a good quality. And I wish to dedicate this presentation to our beloved friends, and thanks all the students, master students and PhD students, and all the friends that are collaborating in the Isernia team. Thank you very much for your attention.